Hey, welcome to the channel. I hope you're all doing well today. Thank you so much for joining me for another video, and today we're doing a little bit of a review video, which I've not done for a while. But if you follow the channel, you know that I try to mix it up a little bit where possible, and when I have the time and the availability to do the videos, I want to try to keep yourselves as engaged and to share on as much information and sort of perspective from my perspective as much as possible, which might make and help you make you good informed choices that are suitable for you. So today I was in Food Warehouse, so I had a really busy day at work. I then had an appointment and I then went to Food Warehouse. So Food Warehouse is around a 15-minute drive away from our house in the retail park, and so we've not been buying these meals because they are and they have been pretty pricey because they weren't part of a deal, or a lot of them weren't part of a sort of multi-buy deal for a while. And I think Food Warehouse and Iceland and Slimming World have probably recognised that, and so they have changed up some of the meals that are on offer, and they've changed up some of the offers that are there as well. So there are much better deals available now than there has been for quite a wee while, and I just fancied something a little bit different. We've had quite a busy day, a busy week, a very productive day and week so far for myself and my husband, but certainly coming home and making a full cooked meal from scratch, which is my norm, just wasn't how I was feeling today. So I normally do breakfast, lunch and meal and dinner prep, if possible, every night the day before. So it's a lot to do after work as well, and quite frankly I couldn't do it tonight. I just couldn't face it. So whilst I was in Food Warehouse, as I said, I managed to pick up a few different items, and this one is the Slimming World Free Food Harissa Meatballs and Orzo. For yourself at home who may think, what is Orzo? Orzo is a very small type of pasta that looks a little bit like a bigger grain of rice, and it is delicious for bulking out sort of sauces and using as an alternative to couscous, lentils. You can really use it. It's quite versatile, and you can also use it in things like pasta salads and soups as well, if you're wanting to use it as an alternative to like pasta, soup pasta. You can drop it into your soups as well, so it's always worth considering. You can't buy it everywhere, but I know that you can definitely get it in Tesco's, and I've always managed to get it there. Failing that, your best bet would probably be to buy it online, and if you're wanting bigger amounts of it. So this here is a recipe competition winner, so I'll just show yourselves that there. So I'm not really sure what that means, but I can only presume that someone has submitted a recipe, or someone has submitted a suggestion for a meal to be made up for the freezer aisle, obviously within Food Warehouse and Iceland. It does look really good. So what it says here is a generous bowl of orzo in a harissa sauce with spicy pork and beef meatballs, mixed peppers and cherry tomatoes, and it has a 1 out of 3 chili rating as well. Now, I don't know if yourselves can see this just because of the glare from the ring light, but it does look pretty substantial in there, a really good portion, and it's quite a deep bowl or dish, whatever you want to call it, that goes into the microwave. So as with all of the recipes, all of the meals that you can get from Food Warehouse or Iceland, there are recipes inside the sort of card for instructions. So I am going to keep this because I love orzo, as I said, and it's really versatile. So I am going to keep the recipe to hand, but this is what it looks like if yourselves haven't seen it before. Every meal that you can buy, you can have the ingredients and recipe on the back to make your own at home with the ingredients that you have. Obviously make some alternative choices with regards to what you put in if you don't have everything on the list, so some compromises, but certainly looking at the list here, it looks pretty much most of the stuff that you could find. You probably could find it in your kitchen cupboard already, and you could pick up the majority of the ingredients pretty easily. If you couldn't get orzo, you could probably use rice, or if you wanted to use a smaller pasta or a bigger pasta if you wanted it to be a little bit, you know, a little bit more bulky in shape and sort of volume, then by all means you can use any pasta that you want. So this is sin free. There are no sins attached to this meal, as we know it is free food, and Slimming World do a free food range obviously within Food Warehouse and Iceland. So this is orzo pasta with cooked pork and beef harissa meatballs in a mildly spiced tomato and herb sauce, with red and yellow pepper, red onion and cherry tomatoes in there as well, which we can see from inside the pack. So it's a 550 gram portion within the pack itself. Myself and my husband will be sharing it just because it is quite a lot of food, and we'll have some extra vegetables etc. on the side probably as well. If you are counting calories, or if you want to be aware of the calorie information, it is 90 calories per 100 grams. And just picking up on the protein as well, it's 7.1 grams of protein per 100 grams as well. So not that high, but you know, it's not too bad. Ingredients wise, 27% of the dish is orzo pasta, and 22% of the dish is harissa meatballs, and the rest of it is obviously your sort of seasonings and your sort of sauce ingredients as well, with the vegetables that are in there. The ingredients have a few allergens for any of you at home who this may apply to. So with regards to the pasta, you have wheat in there, which is obviously an allergen to yourselves if you have celiac disease. There is also barley, milk and barley again for the remainder of the list. Now what I can tell from this product is that with all Slimming World sort of ready meals, if you like, there is a lot of vegetables in there, you know, and it's really good. So you've got onion, spices, tomato paste, you've also got some yeast extract, garlic powder, tomato powder, red pepper powder, herbs, passata, cherry tomatoes, red pepper, red onion, yellow pepper, spring onion, the list goes on. So lots and lots of speed food in there as well, which is your you know, you're meant to have a third of your sort of plate, if you like, where possible and where it makes sense, with sort of speed fruit or speed vegetables in your sort of day-to-day to sort of fill you up, as Slimming World says, to fill you up, and it's a low calorie density food. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it into the microwave as directed. So the instructions are to microwave it for 12 minutes, and that's a category E 800 watt microwave. Obviously you may have a slightly different wattage or power in your microwave, so just be mindful of that and make sure everything's piping hot before you do tuck in. And you can also cook it in the oven, but for any of you who know how expensive it is to run your oven for 55 minutes, then I think most of us would probably avoid that option altogether. And to be honest, I know most people probably have access to a microwave. Some of you at home probably do. Some of you might not have a microwave for various reasons, but I think expecting people to buy a microwavable meal for convenience and to make sure that they're on track, and then to ask them to pop it into an oven for 55 minutes is, you know, anyway, I won't make any further comment, but I just feel that it's not convenient to cook your food for 55 minutes when you've bought it purposefully to not have to cook. And obviously that is within the time frame of your your day to day within work or outside of work. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this into the microwave, as I said. I'll come back, I'll let you have a look at it, and I'll do a wee bit of a taste test as well and just let you know what I think. So I shall catch you in a minute. So that's us back. We have cooked our Harissa Orzo meatballs as per instructions, and I must admit they smell and look delicious. So just as a little bit of a reminder, this is what the packaging looked like, and this is what it actually looks like in the bowl. Now I've not stirred it up yet. I thought I would let yourselves know this is what it looks like when it comes out of the microwave, and I hope you guys can see that okay because it is a little bit steamy. But what I'll do is I'll just give it a bit of a stir around. Lots and lots of orzo in there, I must admit. It's a really substantial portion. So we'll just give things a wee bit of a stir and make sure everything's coated in the sauce, as that's how it's intended to be eaten. Here we go. So it's very, very hot, so I don't want to eat too much and burn my mouth on camera because that would be comedy gold. But anyway, I'll have a little bit of a taste and I'll let you know how it is. That is really tasty. I thought it may be a little bit watered down just because it's been in the microwave, and if you're a bit like me, you like the flavours to be quite intense. Sometimes if you cook a microwavable meal, you do get a little bit more moisture in there, and it does dilute the flavours a wee bit. But actually, I think a little bit of extra moisture in there has done it a favour, just to make sure that you can coat everything in the sauce. I wouldn't say there's lots and lots of sauce in there, but there's enough of it to cover everything that you've got to make sure that it does taste really good. So I'll just have another slight taste of it with a little bit of vegetables as well. Yep, absolutely delicious. And I think the thing is the meatballs, I'm not going to try one just now because I know that the meatballs within the meal pots are excellent. So the lunch size ones are one of my favourite things, is the chorizo ones. And I know within the meatballs and pasta, I can't remember the name of it right now, but the meatballs and pasta one that you can get from Food Warehouse and Iceland is also excellent quality as well. So I've not got any doubts with regards to the meatball flavour or texture. I think Some World have definitely batted things like Weight Watchers and, you know, sort of healthier other brands out of the park, because you cannot get a better tasting ready meal than what you can get in Food Warehouse and Iceland. That's just my you know, sort of opinion, but I've tried many of them over the years, as I'm sure a lot of us have, and I've spent a lot of money on them, and I thought I was getting myself a good deal. But actually, when you get home and you look at the portion size, then that is definitely why it is a low calorie meal. It's not necessarily because it's low calorie ingredients, but I always remember buying Weight Watchers frozen lasagna, thinking that's a good choice. And I got home, I had a bag of microwavable veg with it, so I popped that into the microwave and I let it sort of steam at the side. It's not going to cool down immediately, I thought, so I'll pop the microwavable lasagna into the microwave. And when it came out, it was tiny, and I think there was only about 2 layers of pasta to it, so that was a lesson to me. Just make and enjoy the food in a healthier way and not worry so much about buying Weight Watchers low calorie lasagna for 250 calories or whatever it is, or whatever it was at the time. Just have a smaller portion of a nicer one, and I probably would enjoy it a lot more. And I think that's where Some World comes in with regards to their range, frozen range. I know people buy it who are not in Some World. I know people that buy it as a little bit of a treat without going overboard, and people like myself who buy it occasionally for convenience, but also helps us keep on track with our weight loss. Certainly I'm a member of Some World, my husband isn't, but he does thoroughly enjoy the meals as well, and I think that's a really good testament to the brand, and the brand is so strong. So yeah, I hope this has been a useful video. I hope that this has inspired you to either use Orzo or buy it or look out for it. As I said earlier, I absolutely love it. It's such a versatile ingredient to have in your kitchen cupboard and to cook with and to make salads with and soups. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you try this, if you make it at home, and if you do already use Orzo, tell me what you make it. Tell me what you have it in, what you make with it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of your support and comments, and I absolutely love the feedback and the encouragement that you guys give me. It really does make all of the difference. So as always, thank you, and I shall catch you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.